Good morning, friends. Hello, yes, welcome. I'm painting, of all things today, Necromunda. Because my good friend Luke has had a Necromunda gang that he gave to me back at my last house that I promised I was going to paint for him. And I just haven't got around to it. And it's been a variety of reasons. Hey, Sammy. But mostly because I'm a shit guy is the reason. But I'm working on it. Working on being a shit guy. But no, I've been vibing Warhammer recently for reasons that I'm not in a position to discuss at this point in time. But I will be at some point soon. And I have a very important question that I need the wonderful viewers of this channel to decide for me. Because I can't make up my mind. But we'll come to that later on. But yeah, these little Necromunda guys, my mate Koki, I'll tell you the full story of Necromunda actually. I'll tell you the full story of Necromunda. I haven't finished the dinosaur diorama now. Unfortunately, much as I'd like to be finished. I'm waiting for my 3D bits. My 3D printed bits are the sticking point right now. Probably about a week away, I think. I haven't checked in with my printer for a little while. But yeah, I would think maybe a week or two. And then we switch to the diorama. We go full ham on the diorama. I've got some finished little guys. This is what the little guys are going to look like. Well, this is almost finished anyway. That's a red armor guy, and that's a green armor guy. Necromunda. Anyway, so let me tell a story about Necromunda. When I was a little fella, the very first white dwarf that I ever purchased was 198. And in that issue, Necromunda had just come out. Like in 197, I think, or 198 was the first one. And they had a battle report in this issue, which was Escher versus Ratskins. And that was it for me. I was absolutely hooked. I loved the story. I loved like the scenery. You know, White Dwarf battle reports were always really cool back then, but Necromunda battle reports were the pièce de résistance. They were the absolute peak because they had incredible scenery that most people couldn't even dream of, let alone little 13 and 14-year-old Deno. And you'd have these incredible painted models. Escher versus Ratskins was the thing. And the Escher won. And that just captured my imagination. You know, they had so many cool gangs. So anyway, fast forward 4 or 5 years, and I'm actually working at Games Workshop. And by this point in time, Necromunda's not available in the stores, and the only way to get it means that I don't have really, even as a Games Workshop employee. And so, but I finally started to have some money. So I started building a Necromunda collection, and I ended up having every single gang. This took me about 3 years. By the time I stopped working for Games Workshop, I had every single gang, I had every single model, and I had painted pretty much all of them. So I basically became everything I wanted to when I was a young fella because of Necromunda. And I then never had anyone to play with me. But my situation changed because I needed to raise funds to travel internationally. So in 2009, I sold my Necromunda collection to my friend Luke. And Luke paid the princely sum of $1,250, I think, if I remember rightly, for every single Necromunda piece that I had ever built. Models, I had the embryos of some scenery stuff. And I was so thrilled to sell it to Luke, because I was like, yeah, we're still going to be able to play together. And I'm going to be able to play with my Necromunda toys that I painted. So that was 2009, I think it was. And we've played one Necromunda campaign since then. But Luke still has all of the things. And when Necromunda got re-released by Games Workshop a few years ago, Luke bought into all of the new gangs and all the new rule sets and stuff, and absolutely loves it. But we just have never got around to playing it. Anyway, so a couple of years ago, I said to Luke, oh yeah, I'd like to paint some of those new gangs. I love Necromunda. And so he brings over the Goliath gang for me. Just says, here you go, mate. Have the Goliaths. And they have sat on my shelf, the shelf of shame. I don't like to call it my shelf of shame. I like to call it my pile of potential. Because I'm not ashamed of the cool collection of models I've got to paint. Mostly because it fluctuates, varies between not many models and a few models. But these ones are ones that I do feel bad about, because I just sat them there, and every time I look at them I think, I don't want to paint that batch painting rubbish, you know. I don't want to do that. I'm an artist. I like painting display stuff. And then of course I go and paint board games models, and I'm always just batch painting anyway. But yeah, so because of my recent kick into painting fantasy and Warhammer in general, I've just pulled these guys off the shelf and got them done, which is nice. I'm going to be able to give them to Luke next week at games, and we're going to have a great time. And maybe we'll even play a Necromunda campaign. And yes, Sammy, Emily, you're absolutely right. It's the terrain. It's just, it gets you going. It's so cool. You know, I think wargaming, we always have this idealised version of it in our head of what it's going to look like. And then the reality for most of us is it doesn't look anything like what we think it's going to look like. It looks rubbish. But Necromunda always has this way of just looking super cool on the table. So, I love it. I genuinely think it is the coolest. And I would, didn't even do that guy. I would like to paint a Necromunda diorama at some point in my life. I haven't ever done a diorama like that, and I think it would be awesome. Imagine a fully decked out like city with Necromunda gangs fighting it out. Awesome terrain. That'd be sensational. Sensational. Alright, so the very important question. I'm saving this guy till last, by the way. Look at him. What a behemoth. Yeah, very important question. My recent sojourn into Warhammer was triggered by something which we'll talk about at some point in the future. But during that sojourn, I came across a thing that I'd completely bypassed called Warhammer Quest Darkwater. Now, those of you that have been around, and I think both Paint Liquor and Sammy, you've both been around for a long time, would know that I painted a full collection of Cursed City. I was actually looking it up the other night. It was in 2022. 4 years ago. I painted all of the models from Cursed City. There were 60-something models in there. And that was awesome. It was great. I loved it. The models in there are incredible, undead, some of the best models Games Workshop's ever produced. And I bought the game. I intended on playing the game, but I never ended up playing it, mostly because I didn't think the rules were very good. And so I sold the game and I made a tidy profit on doing so. So not only did I get the enjoyment of painting Cursed City, but also made money out of it. Well, Warhammer Quest Darkwater is giving me those same vibes. I'm thinking to myself, those are great models. I'd like to paint them. Have I gone? No, I'm doing the right thing. I'd like to paint Warhammer Quest Darkwater. And then, I don't think I'll play it, but maybe I'll sell it, and all will be well. How does that sound? Does that sound like a good thing to do? Would that be interesting to watch? Yeah. So there's two models in there that I've just absolutely fallen in love with. There's the big Nurgle guy with the toothy grin. He's great. His name's Gelgus Pust. And then there's a sorcerer who's got like a maggot body, and he's standing over a cauldron, and he's awesome. I don't know what his name is. So I think I want to buy Warhammer Quest Darkwater and paint the models. I'm missing out on all of the kudos that comes with doing these things when they're first released, because, you know, as I've gone back now and looked at Warhammer Quest Darkwater models, and all the YouTubers were painting it 5 months ago. So, yeah, I just, Nurgle and Necromunda would be the two things that I would say captured my imagination the most as a young Tucker. Particularly Necromunda early on, but as I actually collected armies and stuff, Nurgle. So I mean, I recently did a Nurgle army, AOS Nurgle army. That was just after Cursed City, I think. Yeah, and the cool thing about Darkwater is no real repetition. Like in Cursed City, you had skeletons and zombies that were all the same, and so there was some batch painting. But in Darkwater, there's nothing that's repetitious. All the models are great. We'll go look at the models together, actually. Let's go look at the models. It's good stuff from you, Dano. You're outstanding. Are you going to appear? No, you're not. You're going to be shit. You're going to be absolutely shit. There you go. Look at you. You can actually go away. We don't need you. Alright, here it is. Ignore that Belgium thing, because for some reason it's taken me to the Belgium site. So here's Warhammer Quest Darkwater. There's a couple of... so the game might be okay. I don't know. Most Warhammer games are just dice truckers. But we got... here's the heroes in it. So the Centaur's pretty good. The Knight is pretty great. The little Jade Wizard is a legend. The chick with the magic coming out of her things are fucking incredible. The running dude with the sword's incredible. The Dwarf and the Beast guy, I'm ambivalent on. They're okay. But, yeah, don't mind them. Fatso McFatface, Maggot Sorcerer, and Beastman Shaman, sick. And then this guy, that guy was everywhere. I don't know. I saw that guy being painted all over the place and I thought, that's a sick model. I never knew where it came from. So, that dude's sick. I don't know what his name is, but he's a champion. 2 little 3-headed Plague Bearers. Very fun. Very fun. Some more like Blight King type chaps. These little maggoty slime monster things. No clue, but they're all different. They're all unique. And then some Pestigores. All unique poses. I don't think there's anyone that's repeated, which is nice. And then some little, like, I don't think they're Plague Bearers, they're like corrupted Marauder type Nurgle guys. And then, yeah, here's all the individuals. Dude. That's sick. Dude. Sick. Look at that guy. What a legend. Sick. Okay. Yeah. So, it's an incredible set of models. And it's all Nurgle, and it's all some characters. And I had a great time painting Curse City. Yeah. That would be nice. It would be nice. Here's the only thing that's stopping me from jumping on it at the moment. I got a lot of... I've suddenly gone from not really vibing painting to vibing the heck out of painting. And I've got a lot of projects on the go. I'm going to show off those projects in a second. I was still painting. I was just ticking along with me Kingdom Death and doing the stuff. But the glasses and the other thing that I can't talk about have changed how I feel about painting, and I'm painting all the time now. Go back a month ago, most nights I would turn on my gaming computer and play some board games and stream that. Well, every night for the last 4 nights, I've been painting and loving it. So, the amount of projects I've got going on right now is cool, but I don't want to take focus away from my big diorama. So if I was to do it, I would probably buy the box, but then I wouldn't be doing it till after I finish the diorama. And that period will probably be about a month or 2. And usually at the end of the diorama, when I get there, my painting levels have just decreased a little. My enthusiasm for painting has just dropped. Now, I don't know, that's not always the case. I remember I finished Camelot and I dived straight into some more stuff. But yeah, so I don't want to buy it and then not paint it. But I think it's a pretty safe bet that I'm going to want to paint those guys. But I don't want to start it before the diorama, because that's probably a month-long project, painting those little guys. I feel like I might turn off autofocus, because I think the autofocus is struggling. There we go. Switch to the little brush. I've been mucking around with the Vallejo model color and game color range recently. I picked up a few sets of the new formulation. I had this black and I didn't like it, but it's actually growing on me now. But I've picked up these inks, these magenta and sepia or skin color inks. Quite nice. Recommend them. I'm actually going to go pick up some more today when I buy Warhammer Quest Darkwater. But yeah, there's some nice colours in there, and they've got a nice finish. I've got a lot of colours now, and I would have to say that whilst AK 3rd generation is my preference, there's a reason for me to use each of the different colours. I haven't tried the velvets. No, are they the ink type colours from Chimera? Is that what they are? Okay, yeah. No, I haven't tried them. I wouldn't mind trying them. It's MPO this weekend, Miniatures Painters Open, I think, held over in the UK. Cool to see some pictures from it when they come out. I bought another mod. I got to show off my projects that I got on the go because I've got too many. I need to calm my farm. Let me finish this little green and then I'll show off my projects I'm doing. I've got a good justification though. I'm just trying to stay engaged whilst the 3D terrain's waiting to be printed for my diorama. Don't want to lose the vibe. Yeah, I did see the announcement of the highlight colours there. A warm white and a cold light or something, which is a cool concept. I like how often those guys are trying to revolutionise and do something different. G'day Numana Man, who just tagged me on Discord. Who is it? I was tagged in KDM chat. They're talking about Scribe. G'day Kiki Dicky. Okay. Let's have a look at my projects that are going on. So this one I'm going to do for Queensland Model Hobby Expo, which is in August, which is a thing that has historical guys. So yeah, he's a Legionnaire. He's nice model. I'll try to go some more muted colours for him, I guess. Project number 1. Project number 2, which you've all seen, is this guy, Jack the Plucker from Mindworks Games. He's pretty close to finish probably. I reckon another hour or two would finish him off. So that's fine. That's model number 2. I've obviously got Tachyon Nodachi Ruby or whatever her name is. I don't actually know what her name is. Well, that's a bad mold line, don't I? I should get rid of that. Yep. Then I also got this guy, which is like the Wolverine type dude. And this was actually just an experiment playing with the Vallejo skin colours and playing with my new airbrush. I got a new airbrush. Did I show that off? I think I did. Let me show it off. It's not in there. Here it is. Infinity CR Plus. Very nice. Very, very fine detail. So this is an expert level airbrush. Yes, so there's that. What else we got going on? Yeah, so next project, I bought this guy. This guy's from Warhammer. His name is Ionis Cryptborn. And he is a dragon with a cool guy riding on the back of it. And that is a very exciting model to paint. I haven't done the base yet, but I'm keen to paint this guy. And then I got this one, which I assembled, and I'm ready to go. And did the base on. So this is one of the models from Squidmar's collection of Champions of Sona. This was the one I was thinking about painting today, but I just want to finish my Necromunda guys. So I'm keen to do that guy. He's very cool. Yeah. I've done a few of these Champions of Sona now. I've actually done 5 maybe of those models. And if you go back through my shorts, my most popular short on YouTube is actually one of the Champions of Sona. It's Sigenhild. She's a little chick riding a battle cat. So, and then my Necromunda models that I'm painting. And then in the tray where my Necromunda models have been staying for the last little while, I also found a Beastman Underworld's warband. So I might also do these guys. They're cool little guys. I'm not planning on painting I don't generally paint stuff for competition. Queensland Model Hobby Expo is the exception, as it's sort of the only event that I attend every year. So I do paint for competition for the purposes of that. Alexa, airbrush on. But yeah, I'll probably paint most of those for the competition. Alright, so we're using the Vallejo Game Color Skin ink. Interesting colour. So what I'm looking to do is just soften the transitions a little between my harsh blends, just with a tiny little bit of that. See you, Sammy. And if that also has the effect of just muddying up the green, that is also a-okay. I've done like 20 of these guys now, so I've got a pretty chill approach. Next thing I'm going to do is do some magenta on their faces, just a wash. And then I'll tweak the skin with a little bit of radiant flesh. Oh, bit much there, don't I? Whoops. And they've also got a crocodile, which is cool. Yeah. Cool guy. Necromunda. Great. And does this guy just need a little tweak? Yeah, I'll just do a tiny little bit of... Excellent. Excellent. Alright. Now we get to do the bit that I don't like, the boring bit. but it's essential. Thank you, KQD. If you are unfamiliar with my work, yes, I would say that I have spent a lot of time. Here's something that I did not that long ago. We're just getting started because I've got 3 more of these to come. Alexa, airbrush off. That one's called Camelot. I did that one 2021. I followed up with another giant one called Hyperborea, which is this one. And then after Hyperborea, I moved on to another one. Actually, I did about 5, but I did this one next. This one's called Neon Nights. That one, I do a lot of cool stuff in. Glows in the dark, lights up. Very cool. And then the most recent one, which I finished just last year, is this one. It was inspired quite a lot by very cyberpunk anime stuff. Goes in the shells very easy. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I do. There's not too many people in the world doing what I do. There's a couple. And those people are very big inspirations of mine, but not too many doing exactly what I do. But anyway, let's dive into painting the steel. The riddle of steel. I don't paint a lot of true metallics, and I did it for these guys, and I remembered why I don't do it a lot, because I don't like them. I don't like the actual colours. The colours themselves are just a bit annoying to work with, anyway. We've got the next one starting. The next diorama starting in the next few weeks. It's exciting. It feels very cool to be back to the thing that I love to do. Yeah, I do put a lot of time and effort into those big pieces, but most people would put a similar amount of time and effort into just one. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, because I appreciate the skill and artistry involved in those single models as well. I don't know that I have the ability to do that myself. I like to be challenged and paint different things, but who knows? Maybe I'll try and do something of that nature in the next little while. A competition piece, as it were. Who knows? What could possibly motivate me to do that, I wonder. So, Warhammer Quest Darkwater is a go. Operation Darkwater, it's a go. Yeah, that should be good. Every time I think to myself, do I really want to spend that money? Because it's like $300 to get that. I think to myself, it's probably an investment. It's going to be one that I'll recoup, more than likely. Okay, Kitty, I use probably 3 brands more than anything else. I use Chimera, I use AK 3rd generation, and I use contrast paints. They're probably the 3 most common. But I do have a number of Vallejo colours that I'm starting to introduce or reintroduce back into my workflow. So those would be the colours that I use. But I've always advocated for the brands not really mattering as much. I think the colours that you like are more important. Like, I could pick out favourite colours from pretty much every manufacturer. Rhinox Hide from Citadel is a great colour that I use. The Chimera, the red's the best colour you can get, the best version of red. So there's lots of colours that are staples that I use that aren't attributed to one brand. But I think the thing that I do most that a lot of other painters don't is use those contrast paints quite a lot in my workflow, because they are a really good way of adding vibrancy and saturation to a scheme. I like them a lot. I remember when they came out, I was talking to Andy Wardle about them, because he was a guy who got promoted back then by GW to use them, and I remember asking him, "What do you think of them, mate?" Because everyone was talking about them, and he said, "They're fine. They're just heavy inks." And I remember thinking, "Oh, okay." I probably don't need to go ham and buy a shit ton of them. If only I knew that they would become an integral part of my process. Okay, let's go. Silver. Silver looks shit. That looks fine. I like true metallics. I like painting with true metallics. For a long time I couldn't paint non-metallic metal, so I would just do true metallics because it was all I could do. Nice. So I really should finish Jack the Plucker. That was a model that Mineworks sent me, which was nice. I finished their other little bust. And then yeah, Queensland Model Hobby Expo's drawing closer. My goal for this year is to try and get the diorama project done for them. It's in August. It's I think about 3 months away. The time frame to paint my diorama is usually about 4 weeks. Usually. So I can possibly get it done if I get enough time to build over the next little while. The contrast paints, they have two uses, really. The first use is the one that most people see them as used for, which is as a wash to create dark and light elements, and as the only step in the process. So you have a white model and you paint the contrast paint over it, and then it creates shadows and highlights for you. And that's a way a lot of people use them. There's a method people talk about called slap chop, and that's sort of where that approach, well, slap chop is not a new method, it's just one that some internet guy coined and everyone jumped on. And that's a way to use contrast paints, but it's not the only way. The second way, the way I use them, is treating them as a filter, as a colour that's used to massage tones and increase the vibrancy of colours. And that's, I think, where they're great for using. But the challenge with that is that they are very powerful colours generally, extremely powerful. And so if you go heavy-handed with that approach, it will usually overwrite the work that you've done, which you don't want to do. Much like everything, the key is practice, practice, practice. The more you practice with those colours, look at this Hannibal Lecter motherfucker. What a legend. I just realised I forgot to do this guy's neck brace thing. Yeah, it's all about practice. Now, I got onto a YouTube hole last night, and I found myself looking up a game called Trench Crusade. Tell me about Trench Crusade if anyone knows anything about it. I don't know anything about it, but once again, the models look cool. So I was like, yeah, I could paint some Trench Crusade. I reckon that would make up 60 to 70% of my life. That looks cool. I'm going to do that. Is the game cool? Is it worth investing some time into learning it? Yeah, I don't do a lot of true metallics. It's fine. I've got a number of approaches that I use. This one is the quick and dirty one, both in terms of the application and approach as well as the finished result. Two things that I find challenging about true metallics. The first is that whenever I use my toys, I want to play with them, and so I varnish everything. And true metallics, when you varnish them, they lose the shine. So what I do is I basically do everything up to a level, and then I varnish, and then I do the final stages without varnish. So this is, hang on, I'll grow one out. Yeah, so this is two examples. So this is post varnish of the true metallics. They're obviously rusty, it's Necromunda, right? But then if you go in and do some highlights with the metals over the top, that's what you get. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing, is getting everything to this stage, varnishing, and then doing the little highlights and stuff with the metal. But it's extra time that I don't know if I want to do, and I don't know if it actually improves the models significantly. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of tricks in the kit bag of what I can do. True metallic metals is one that I actually feel supremely confident with. For a long time, it was all I painted with. I used to do display models in true metallics because I couldn't quite visualize non-metallic metal. And I'm not talking about a long time ago either. I'm talking about quite recently, like 4 or 5 years ago. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do true metallics, non-metallics. So, but I've managed to figure out a way to do non-metallic metals that I like, which is good. And that's what I do for the majority of the stuff now. But if I need, I can always pull out these out of the kit bag. The true metallics. There was a great article written by an Australian painter. His name's Sebastian Archer. Automaton. He wrote an article on Cool Mini or Not. Cool Mini or Not used to have forums, by the way. You might not know that, but I've been around a long time. So in the forums for Cool Mini or Not, Sebastian wrote this article on painting true metallics. And it is like one of the best things that I've ever read on miniature painting. It just completely reframed how I think about painting true metallics. I tried to find it the other day. I was trying to share it with some friends as we were about to paint true metallic metal together, and I couldn't find it. It'll be on the internet somewhere, but I didn't have time to track it down. Anyway, the way that Sebastian painted true metallics was all about just thin washes of not inks, but normal paints. He did washes of normal paints over the metallic surface, and he explained all of his reasoning. It was basically what it comes down to. What we're trying to achieve when we're painting is contrast, right? Contrast between light and dark is normally what we think about it, but when you're talking about metallics, they actually have a shiny finish, and so what we're looking to achieve is a contrast between shiny and matte. So by using normal paints, not inks, you create a matte shadow, which then makes the glint of the metal look even brighter because it's contrasting with the matte. And this article had a lot of stuff. G'day X-Tab. Talking about a lot of cool stuff as well, and showed his approach step by step on a sick model too. It was on like this dude from Rackham back in the day when Rackham was just fucking the best. So the way I paint true metallics is based on Sebastian's principles, and I also did a video on it not long ago in my Oathsworn series. I was looking at my videos the other day, right? I've been on YouTube since 2000, and technically I've been on there since about 2003. I used to have a video camera back then, and I filmed myself playing Warhammer at tournaments and stuff. But I did it on this channel called War Puppy. What's an MM vid? Yeah, I had this channel called War Puppy Games. It was because I we're going back a long time now, but early on I was in a miniature business, a hobby business, with a friend of mine. It was an online store, and we were selling paints and different games, and the plan was we were going to build a business and I was going to work at the business. But one of the things that we do, or that we did to try and grow the brand, was I did videos, because I was the charismatic and attractive, good-looking one. So I was doing these videos under the War Puppy brand, Sebastian did do a miniature mentor vid, yes, and it was great. It's great, great episode. I had all of those actually. Anyway, to continue my story, so I started YouTubing in 2004, but I left War Puppy, or I sold my share of War Puppy, and I no longer had access to that YouTube account. So I started my own channel in 2009 called Ozvision 2009, and that was me travelling to Europe for the Warhammer Team Championship. It was called the ETC back then, European Team Championships. Australia went along, and so yeah, I did YouTube videos back then of Warhammer. So 2009 is the first recorded videos that you can see on my channel, but I was actually doing stuff back in 2004. I don't even remember where I'm going with this. I was talking about something to do with YouTubing back then. I think I remember. So I've been on YouTube for a long time, was the point that I was making. And if you go back and look at the amount of content that I have put out, it is a lot. I'm not saying it's good, right? This is an important thing. I'm very much a quality is irrelevant, quantity is where it's at. Because I've just posted my streams over there. But I used to do painting instructional videos, and I've done a lot of them. Koki! You fucking legend, I'm painting Necromundas, dickhead! I was talking about a dog's breakfast, but back then it was called a dog's breakfast, which was classic. Anyway, I haven't done a lot of instructional videos in a long time. The last one I did was one on painting red. But the reason I haven't done a lot is I think I've actually done them all. I've done instruction videos on just about everything. But so I really find it difficult to come up with a justification, a reason to do a video. I don't know. If anyone wants me to do a video on something, just say, and I'll probably do it at some point in the next few years. The red video took me about 2 years to to do. I promised someone in the King of Death Discord that I would do a video on painting with saturated colours and how to do it and explaining it. And and then like 3 years later I did it. There is no right or wrong. Good point. I just went on a trip, right? So as I was traveling, I needed to have stuff to do. So in the last few weeks, I've finished all 7 Dungeon Crawler Carl books, and then I've also watched 3 seasons of The Expanse. So I'm right in the zone at the moment, just having a great time with my hobby and my life. But Dungeon Crawler Carl is a lot of fun. If you haven't read it, it's pretty crazy. I don't know if it's good, but it's fun. What's happening, slangers? I've said this many times on here, and I'll say it again. It's okay to have ebbs and flows in your hobby, right? It's very hard to stay enthusiastic about the same thing for a long time. That's just normal. That's just human. If you love something, you'll come back to it. And I think one of the things I've seen is people force themselves to paint when they don't feel like it, which just kills their enjoyment for it. So I don't judge myself for feeling like now's not a painting time, for being excited about something else, like painting takes a backseat to gaming for me at times. That's just fine. That's just okay. Because I know it's going to come back. It's going to come back and I'm going to be jazzed about painting, and then at some point in the next year or two, I'm going to get super jazzed about board games, and I'm going to throw myself into that for a month, 2 months, 5 months, 2 years, whatever. You just gotta give yourself some grace, accept that things are gonna go up and down, and be kind to yourself. And I think when you do that, you find yourself just being a little bit more excited about painting, because you're not feeling yourself forced into it. You're not feeling pressured to do it. Yeah, a couple of years for board games. Okay, so I'm gonna order Warhammer Quest Darkwater. Is the next Warhammer thing I got. I did order a Stormcast. I got this guy. I own a Cryptborn. He's a Stormcast guy, so I ordered him to paint. And these Necromunda guys, I told this story at the start of the stream, but I'll just repeat it in short, brief terms for you. Ixtab. The long time ago, Necromunda was my jam, and it used to be a thing that I collected the heck out of. And then I had to raise money for a trip, so I sold all of my Necromunda collection, all of it, to one of my best friends, Koki, who's in the chat right now, the legend. And he bought it all, allowed me to go on a trip, and then allowed me to also still play with the Necromunda at whatever time. We've only played like one campaign, one Necromunda weekend, and it was glorious. And we were saying the other day, we should really get in and do that again. And so I remembered that I had these Goliaths, and I said, I'm going to paint them up years ago. And then Koki obviously thought I was just lying to him and I was never going to do it. But lo and behold, here I am painting the Necromunda gang that I said to Koki I would paint. And so on Tuesday, when I see Koki for our regular Tuesday night games, he's going to have a new Necromunda gang to hang on to. And we'll play some Necromunda at some point. Or maybe we won't, who knows. We might. I'd like to play Necromunda. It's always been the game that inspired me the most in the hobby. It's genuinely the game that, when I think back on young Deno and what inspired him, I think I've talked about it before. I talk about a lot of stuff. I repeat myself a lot in this stream. I'm sorry. Model train sets, and Necromunda, just because of the scenery. It was always about the terrain. You know, it looks so sick. It looks sick on the table. And when you walk past it, oh yeah, Koki and I could stream some Necromunda. That'd be sick. I could set up a Necromunda table. I could have some cool camera angles. That'd be awesome. Koki and I have played a couple of games together. We played Star Wars Rebellion on stream a few years ago. And it's actually awesome. It's one of the best streams I've ever done. Doesn't get any appreciation. I think we played some Maracaibo. I think we played some Great Western Trail on stream, Koki and I. I can't remember. We played a lot of games on stream, I think, Koki and I. Should stream a Necromunda campaign. Yes. Here's the problem with Necromunda, right? There's not many problems with it. I love it. But there's one problem with it. The problem with Necromunda is that if you play 2-player, one guy does better than the other, and you just have this vicious cycle where that gang just gets stronger and stronger, and the other one gets some support from like extra credits to hire mercenaries and stuff, but you're still just getting flogged. And so 2-player doesn't really work. You really need to play 4-player so you can have some variation and stuff. Yeah, exactly. So that's the challenge with Necromunda. And whilst Koki and I will play the heck out of it, trying to find someone that is a 3rd, 4th, etc., that's difficult. That's difficult. You go and save the best for... We should include Tobes. And that way you and I can have really strong gangs. Fuck. Tobes is our whiffing boy. We play games with five of us on a Tuesday, and one of the guys just gets flogged every week. I don't know. He's just bad. He's just bad. So we kicked the shit out of him. I played Kingdom Death with him the other week. It was great. Yeah, I don't know. Necromunda should be the thing that everyone goes, this is the greatest game ever made. And people don't. They're just wrong. They're just wrong. No, we have a great time, mate. We have a great time kicking the shit out of Topes. It's the best. No, he's a good lad. It's very Australian to make fun of people, right? It's just an Australian tradition to rag on your mates. So, certainly as a guy, you do tend to develop a pretty thick skin to that sort of stuff. Especially when you're as bad as Toads is. No, he's a legend. We love him. That's how I do a lot of my painting, K-Kitty. It's a great way of painting. Airbrush, washes, highlights. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You can fuck it up completely in many ways, but you can't go wrong. Let's do this guy first. Alright, so this is the secret stuff. This is the Dirty Down Rust. This is step 1 of my basing and metal application for these figures. We had a Necromunda day not long ago. I don't know when it was. Koki might remember. It was maybe 4 years ago. And we had 5 of us there. And we each built gangs on the day, and we each played like 2 or 3 games that day. And it was sick. And Koki wrote up rules for monsters and like vehicles and stuff. It was awesome. And then yeah, we just haven't done one since. We had 2 tables going at Koki's house. It was sick. I got to try the Dirty Down Moss the other week. And what's crappening, Crapster?
Eurovision Live is happening right now.
Is Delta Goodrum on it?
Australia's coming second.
What? It was Delta, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Go Australia! In Eurovision.
Malta and Serbia are up there. You should watch it. These guys should be watching it. This is better than this painting stuff.
Slangers is probably watching it, actually. He's probably watching it in the background. There, see what he said?
Hello, meine Deutsche Freundin. Yeah, Germany's not doing so great.
Aren't they?
They're about 5th last. That's okay. Alles gut.
Alles gut? What does that mean?
Everything's good. Why isn't Sleepy Slang watching it?
Ask him. In German.
Eurovision? Yeah.
What's Freut mich mean?
Not watching.
We're going to go to Germany together, Moss?
Yeah.
Where are we going to go?
Dusseldorf.
Why?
Because it's the best.
Explain to me more.
I gotta go see if Australia wins.
But they're not going
Eurovision.
They're not going to win if they're in second. That's not possible for them to win, is it?
It's not, they're still voting.
Whoa!
It's happening right now.
Go!
Yeah.
It was Delta, wasn't it, Moss? Yeah, I love Delta. Italy's on top. I have a lot of videos. What's your localization, your language? Hoplomarcus Victorum, I think I've got about 8 videos on. Of me playing through full campaigns. It's a tremendous game. Really great. Solo only. Really incredible game. Possibly the best game that Chip Theory has ever released. And they've released some very good games. But it's a Chip Theory game, which means there's kind of a lot of upfront learning. What's going on? Australia! 46.
Where's Poland going to?
12 points from Germany. What are you doing, Germany?
Germany coming 6th last. Can I show them?
Yeah, show 'em. You're in camera shot, right? And you're not wearing any clothes, so you need to be careful. Put it up so it's on that. No. You're off tap at the moment. You are absolutely off tap.
Australia's coming 3rd.
Go Australia.
Could you see me on the screen?
I could see part of you. I couldn't see any of your naked bits.
There's Germany. 5th last. Anyway, bye.
Okay, see you, mate. Well, that is what I do. Okay, Kitty, I do a lot. I do a lot of both of those things. Painting and board games. And I paint board games. I do a lot of Kingdom Death, which has some great models. I recently did Grim Coven. I'm actually going to set up a Grim Coven game today. I'm going to play that tonight on stream. Live. Haven't played Grim Coven for a while. And I've been thinking about it, so... Mossy's just on fire today. So yes, excited to play some Grim Coven. God no, I will not be getting married again. She knows it. I bought a house with her, but I'm not buying a fucking ring for her. That is gone. That ship has sailed. Oh, I forgot to do the base. She'll be back in like a minute or two because she'll have realised that the dog's in here with me. And she'll want the dog out there with her. Anyway, so this is basically the approach that I've taken to painting these guys. And I think it looks quite good. It's a quicker approach, but I, for one, welcome our new ant overlords and would be willing to work in their salt mines. What does he say, Kent Brockman? Yeah, I really like this Dirty Down Rust. I'm not using it to its fullest effect because if you really want it to work great, you need to shake the shit out of it, and I just don't have time for that. But I like the vibrancy of the color and just the way that it works. It's nice. I have not, but I have enjoyed the smell, the aromatics. It's quite delectable. I do get urges to swallow it. Alright, so Operation Dark Water is a go. We'll make it happen. I dreamed a dream in time gone by. Life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. Dream was gone when autumn came. And still I dream you'll come to me. We will live the years together. There are dreams that cannot be. And there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living. So different now it seems. Life has killed the dream I dreamed. New Mana Man, that's outrageous. Well, it's funny you say that. The next step for me is to use these. The AK pigment washers. But the Dirty Down Rust is the best product for rust that I've come across. So if it is a possibility for you to get it in, it is the best rust product that I have used. But if not, these rust pigments from AK are also okay. And probably the most accessible one that's actually not bad is Games Workshop's version of Rust. I think it's called Riser Rust. It's actually quite good. It's quite good. I know. I've got the two Rust ones. Everyone should go follow Sleepy Slang on socials, by the way. Way better painter than me. Also way better at socials than me. That one Yeah, so the moss one that I tried, which I tried for the first time very recently, and at some point soon you'll all get to see the result of it. I liked it, but yeah, it did come across quite bright, a little. We'll live years together. Oh, please. The stuff that you can do, I can't even dream of. Maybe back in my younger days, I would have been able to match you, but these days, you got me covered. Go to bed, Newmana man. You've been up for 23 hours, you lunatic. I've used a sponge quite a lot recently. And I think I've got to use it a little bit more. I have some great friends in Russia, K-Kitty. I'm friends with two great Russian painters. And one's name's Roman Gruber. Very good friend. And another one goes by the name of Kirill Kanave, although I wouldn't necessarily say Kirill is a friend. I've met him a couple of times. He'd probably recognise me, but I'm not sure. I would hope he does. Missy Woods, hello. Kirill is a very lovely man too. He's a giant. He's a monster. I can't remember. I think I've got a photo of me and him together. And I think he's actually taller than me. By like a centimetre. There's not many people that are taller than me. But yeah, he's a great man. Yes. Yes, I'm 6'7", and Kirill is taller. 201 centimeters. Yes, it is. So I don't meet many people that are taller than me. So it's always exciting when I do. It's a dream will come to me. We will live the years together. Why the fuck am I singing Les Miserables? Can anyone explain that to me? Was there anything that was said at all that is from Les Miserables? Did Australia win the thing? Mossy sent a photo. Of course you did. Did they win? We're in second place. But Bulgaria is flying. Jimmy! G'day, mate. Yeah, Necromunda is the best. We're just on Necromunda, mate. What a cool thing to have Kirill judging and be able to participate. Yeah, look, I travelled for Monte Sansovino. I met Kirill at Monte and at Scar Model Challenge. And yeah, the most incredible experience for me was getting to meet people that I'd always idolised and shake their hand. And there was one, I don't get... What are you doing, Mossy? Oh, fuck. I don't get starstruck very often, right? I don't get tongue-tied. But me meeting a couple of people at Monty, I was absolutely unable to talk. And the first one, the main one that I remember, was Lucas Pina Penachet, who is the guy who does Spira Mirabilis's models. I met him and I was awestruck. It's like, oh my god, hi Lucas. I'm Trent from Australia. I just love your stuff so much. What is Mossy doing? And how did she become a mod? What is happening here? She can ban people. I hope she doesn't realise that. And yeah, I remember meeting Carol. It was a real privilege. He's just a lovely man. And I think miniature painting is the one great unifier that we have. You can't ban me, you pest. I'm going to deactivate your mod powers. I've had enough of your rubbish. Oh, you know what we need, Mossy? We need to get an Ellie emote. You need to send me a photo of Ellie with a dumb face. Send a stupid one where she looks like an idiot. Yep. Mossy's turned this into Eurovision. Look, if anyone was a chance of doing it for Australia, it's Delta Goodrum. There's not many people in the world that would say bad things about Delta Goodrum. And if they did, they would get bashed by the majority of Australia. Mossie's giving us fucking Eurovision updates. What an absolute pest. How many countries to go, Moss? How many countries have got voting to go? You're right, compassion is important. I was being facetious when I talked about miniature paintings being the great unifier, but it is just nice that we have something that we can connect with people all over the world with. Every European competition I've entered, everyone has just been incredibly welcoming and kind, and people have felt like they belonged, and that's a nice thing. I've got to spend time with people from all over Europe and talk about our shared passion, and they've all been amazing. So yeah, I'm yet to meet someone that was an out and out dickhead. There's a couple, I'm sure. And generally, there's a saying that if you don't meet any dickheads, you're probably the dickhead. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe like Taylor Swift said, it's me. God, I'm the problem, it's me. Why have you never been to anything? You live in Germany. You have no excuses. You're right around the corner from Scale Model Challenge in Eindhoven. You should be going to that every year. How dare you? How dare you? That is criminal behaviour. Alright, now I'm going to do some washes with that AK stuff, and then we're going to go away and leave these guys for a few hours for all that to dry. Yeah, I enjoy my solo desk time as well, mate. I don't like people either. But I will promise you this, there is nothing that is as motivating as walking into a hall full of models that you could never paint, even if you were painting for 1,000 years. I'm not sure I like these washes, by the way. I think they're just okay. It is so motivating. Like, I remember the first time I walked into Monty, because I went to Monty by myself for the first time. I was just, could not fathom how there could be this many models in that place of that quality at the same time. Alright, so this little Necromunda project will be finished by Tuesday, and then we'll have to decide what we do next. Out of the giant collection of models that I showed off earlier. We're talking about doing the kitchen at the moment. It's fucking expensive. Fuck me. What a rort. What a rort the building industry is. How do you use these slangers? Do you use these the same way I'm using them, or is there a different way that you use them? Am I just doing a bad job with these products? Is that why I'm not liking them that much? Yes, exactly right. You can always talk about stuff because it's a shared passion. It's not just a shared interest, it's a passion. People that go to those events are the diehards. This one. Oh yeah, what do you thin them with? Because these are enamels, right? Well, there's certainly something. Maybe not enamels, but because they do this funny thing to my water. Look at this. It's got like fucking little chunks. Oops, that was dumb. Okay, I have mineral spirits. I think. I have methylated spirits, that's the same thing. Maybe I'm just bad at using the product, but yeah, I don't love it. I've attended many classes from international renowned artists, and I think you do get a lot of value out of just watching them work. And I think it's also better than just the videos for whatever reason, being able to see something happen in front of you in real time. And understand it. You understand it in a different way. I like it. I've also been on the opposite end of that. I've taught classes, and I'm sure most people would think that they got ripped out of the money that they paid because I am very, very boring. I'm judging at Guilds Inn this year, so no entry in the Masters category for me this year. Just judging, which is nice. But there is a there's a thing they do every year, which is they have little classes that they call jam sessions. So they're just like little 3-hour classes, and they're not really a class. They're more of like a discussion where, you know, you'll talk theory. I certainly have done theory. Anyway, I've done one of those every year, and yeah, I don't have to do one of them either. I'm just going down to hang out, which is going to be fun. Are you going, Jimmy? You going this year, mate? If you're going, we can talk about that. We can negotiate. I'm willing to negotiate golds. I can be bribed. Necromunda. Alright, so that is all I'm going to be doing today. Yeah, it's great. It's a great vibe. That is all I'm going to be doing today because I need to let those enamels and stuff dry. But yeah, then tomorrow or later on this afternoon, I'll probably knock over most of the rest of them. And that is almost the Necromunda project complete because this guy's basically finished, the big boy. And then I had to do this guy, he's fun. Don't tell me what to do, Sleepy Slang. I'll bash you. Alright, we'll hair dry it. I'll hair dry it. Which one's that, Koki? Is that the dude I just showed off? I'm hair drying, alright? Shut up, slangers. I've had enough of your rubbish. This guy? Or this guy? I already did this guy. Brr. This guy's my favourite model. I left him till last. Thanks, K Kitty. I'll be streaming Grim Coven tonight if you want to watch that. This guy's sick. Look at his face. He's an animal. Did that dry? Did that dry? Actually, which one did I do? It was this one. Oh yeah, close. Yeah. Yeah, so basically all I got left to do is I paint all the straps in black, and then I do red pants, and then I do some highlighting on the skin, and then I paint the eyes, and that's it. Then they're done. And then I'm going to give them to Koki, and if he wants to take it to the next level and do some more details and stuff, he can do that. But I will be handing over a fully painted warband to him, which is cool. Yeah, so I'm going to do the crocodile guy. Part of the problem is I can't use my water now, you see? Look at this. Look at this. The water's got fucking diseases. No, that's Gav. That's Gavin. My good mate Gavin. He's a nice man. He's a very good painter that doesn't really paint anymore. He's got multiple golden demons. And yeah, he's an awesome painter and an awesome man. But yeah, I haven't really haven't had much opportunity to spend time with him recently. Mostly because he doesn't like me. Drink it. Drink the water. Drink the paint water. What would you give me to drink that? Would you give me 5 subs to drink that paint water? I'm hearing 5 subs. I'm sure that would not be good for me. I've been using this as well, actually. So this is the satin finish, satin medium from Chimera. I don't normally. I use a medium. I use this one, which you can't even see the label anymore, but it's a Joe Sonia Magic Mix. It's like a matte varnish, a matte medium, flow improver, just a good little thing to help dilute your paints. I use it particularly for washes. It helps the washes have less tide marks. But one of the challenges I find with Chimera paints is that they're too matte. You know, I like a matte finish, but the Chimeras can be too matte. So I started mixing this in with them, which is their product that they designed for that purpose, and it's actually really nice. It's helped me enjoy the skin color a little bit more. So yeah, I dig it. Can you dig it? Yes, you can. I got, you got everybody. Can't get a girl, but your best friend can. It's time to move your butt. I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, this colour's Radiant Flesh. It's a very good colour. It's a highlight colour that I'm using for this skin tone. Sunny skin tone type highlight colour. So you just get a little bit of... Oh yeah, that's so nice. Maybe I need to fix the exposure. Everything looks too bright. Sorry, mate. Sorry that I am charismatic and engaging. I'm sure you're just staying for the hope that Mossy's going to come back in and you're going to catch a glimpse, because she is not wearing any clothes this morning. She's running around nude. She did it before. She nearly got herself on camera by accident. She was that excited to talk about Eurovision. Anyway, that is the skin tone finished, and I like it. I like the skin tone. I've actually had a lot of trouble painting human skin recently. I don't know why. I haven't done a lot of human skin recently. So I'm trying to figure out a new strategy. This one seems to be okay. Does need more purples. We haven't got a fucking Eurovision update. Mossy's done a bad job. Alright, we're hitting 2 hours now, so I normally finish at about 2 hours. But next week, when I'm back painting, I'll probably be streaming... I think I'll start that hand guy. From Squidmar. Unless he wants me to do the Legionnaire. Oh, I've got his face. You're a lunatic. I don't know how you do that. I struggle to stay awake for 10 hours. I didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose me. Koki did a bad job assembling some of these. Alright, we should go and raid someone today. Who are we going to raid? I haven't played Creature Caravan, mate. Do you recommend it? I know you've got quite a good taste in games, Jimmy. We'll go see who's out there twitching in the world. Okay. Says none of my followed channels are on lines. We got Small Parts. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Ryan Laukett. He's the guy who did Sleeping Gods. Scottish, alright. He's doing, what model is that? That looks like a big model. Let's see who else we got on. Oh, there's two dudes doing that. Okay. What's Jassa de Fassis?
Well, not only nothing about Warhammer 40k, but nothing about Titus, because I feel like if you
That's a no from me. What's this guy doing? Elder Scrolls. No, not for me. Alright, let's go raid these guys. Who was it, Moss? Did Australia get up? UK came last. Alright friends, catch you all soon. See you in Santium. I will. Bye.